RIA Novosti is also reporting that Ukrainian armed forces are refusing to storm Russian positions in the Sumy region. Interesting report here. So Ukrainian troops are refusing in mass to storm Russian positions in Yunakovka area in the Sumy region. Security forces told RIA Novosti there have been confirmed cases of mass refusal by servicemen of the 225th Separate Assault Regiment and the 156th Separate Brigade of the Ukrainian armed forces to storm the positions of the Russian troops in Yunakovka due to their low morale and their psychological state and inadequate command of their units. The agency's sources said in general the enemy has reduced the intensity of the counterattacks but continues to try to break through the right flank of the severe group of forces of the Russian Federation in Novokonstantinovka report says, and I'm not at all surprised to hear that there is a mass refusal on part of Kiev regime's forces to participate in suicidal operations. Only question I have, why this is a not constant occurrence? Why anybody is obeying orders of NATO or the collective West and their proxy Kiev regime? Why anybody at all obeys orders from these mass murderers and the criminals? I don't get it. But nevertheless, this report clearly highlights that Kiev regime's forces are on a brink, by the way, on a brink. I don't know how long it will take before we will see domino effect when it comes to total collapse of Kiev regime's forces, but we should be close to that point. We should be close to that point. And when it comes to morale, by the way, of Kiev regime's forces, what kind of morale they're going to have when they are losing constantly? They are losing day in, day out, right? They may be brainwashed. They may be brainwashed by propaganda and by drugs. I mean, Kiev regime actively using drugs, by the way, to zombify these forcefully mobilized people, right? But nevertheless, information is going through, right? And they know perfectly well that Russia is constantly on advance. Russia is decimating enemy forces, even though currently Russian focus is demilitarization of their or minimization of the battle capabilities of their Kiev regime forces. Russian troops are not so focused right now on territories, but on minimization of the battle capabilities of the enemy. But nevertheless, even with such a strategy of attrition, Russian armed forces, as I reported yesterday, already have liberated more than 200 settlements, by the way, right? Since the beginning of this year, big and small, right? Recent big settlement that was liberated is Chisov Yar, right? City. And I guess it's only a matter of, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe months or two, and Seversk, Pokrovsk, Mirnograd, Konstantinovka, big towns, relatively big towns, by the way, on line of contact also going to be liberated and much more, right? So what kind of morale Kiev regime's force is going to have, by the way? I mean, zero, right? Or almost zero, maybe with the exception of some neo-Nazi formations that are full of hate. And therefore, this hate maybe, drives their will to be engaged in hostility, right? But yet again, those neo-Nazi formations usually are used by Kiev regime to terrorize people in Kiev controlled territory. There was many instances when, for example, Azov neo-Nazi formations were refusing to obey orders, right? Because they might are very tough against civilians, but when it comes to battlefield, Russian troops basically exterminated dozens and dozens of units of these neo-Nazi formations, right? RT, and when it comes to, yes, morale of Kiev regime's forces, we have this report, just to once again highlight what is going on there, that nearly 400,000 people, forcefully mobilized elements in Kiev-controlled army have deserted, by the way, and this information is coming from Kiev itself, right, from local MP. So almost 400,000 Ukrainian servicemen have abandoned their units without authorization, and there are many, including volunteers, have not plans to return due to abysmal treatment from the superiors. Ukrainian MP Anna Skarahoder has claimed, and well, number is tremendous, isn't it? 400,000 deserters. Wow, that's quite a lot, man. That's quite a lot, 400,000. But you know what? I think among these 400,000, maybe not all, but majority from these 400,000 have been killed in a battle, and Kiev regime is just designating them as a deserter so that they would not pay compensations to their families. I think that's what is happening, because I mean 400,000, it does not really looks realistic to me, right? 100,000. I mean, earlier there was reports that there was 100,000 desertions, and that number, even though very high, especially if you keep in mind that the regime has detachment units, by the way, on the second line that opens fire on retreating Ukrainian troops, right? And so, therefore, it is not that easy, technically speaking, for the Kiev regime's military personnel to either surrender to Russian side, because there was numerous occasions when Ukrainian units that were decided to surrender was obliterated by their own comrades with artillery fire and tank fire and you name it, right? So it's not easy for them to either surrender or to leave the position or retreat or run away, because of these detachment units of neo-Nazi formations that are opening fire on them, right? And we have seen many instances when they are capturing these troops, they are executing them. I have shared on my Telegram dozens of times such videos, right, in last 3 years. When this neo-Nazis capturing these retreating soldiers or soldiers that were decided to surrender, they are executing them. And they are publishing videos about it, by the way. There was instances when they themselves were publishing videos. But obviously nowadays, majority of such videos are filmed by Russian drones that are, happen to be on a location at the time. And on the line of contact, there is, I don't think there is even a single moment when there is no drone in air at any given sector of the front. There is always numerous dozens of drones in the sky, right? So I think from these 400 alleged deserters, vast majority have been killed on a battle, and they've been designated as deserters so that Kiev regime would not pay compensations to their families. That's what they are, man. That's what Zelensky is. That's what Yermak and Zaluzhny and Baluzhny and Sirsky and all that garbage and human scum is, and their Western masters. That's what they are, by the way. Scum of humanity, right? Hello, everyone. I hope you find informative and useful this short clip from main news update. And if so, please click that like button and leave some commentary just about anything. It might help to deal with the algorithm and reach wider audience. And if you like my work in general and want to support to save this media project, you can assist through several ways. You can donate to this project through PayPal platform or Boosty, also with the crypto currencies, or you can subscribe to my Patreon page and page on Boosty, where I have quite a lot of extra content on regular basis. All the links are on this video in description box and in the pinned comment. And of course, many thanks to everyone who already helped and continues to support. Thank you.